Hello, I'm Chris Williams, and today we're going to be reviewing Heroes in Crisis issue 10. And we'll start off with the cover. The cover shows the Wally West Flash sitting in a field surrounded by his family, while what is apparently dead bodies with gold masks lie in the background. While they stare off at the facility, at the farmhouse that was the hospital that heroes and villains went to get mental care without anyone in the outside world knowing about it. Well, the cover is good. I find it a bit boring, and it kind of undersells what this issue actually is. Because this comic is just a complete ripping out of Wally West's character. Here we see a file on Harley Quinn on the first day she became Harley Quinn, with her emerging out of the acid pool that bleached her skin. Okay, that's fine. The artwork here is good. It's made by a bunch of artists for this issue, I think, like it was the last issue. So I can't really comment on which. Yeah, there's definitely each pages you have a different artist. Here we have him once again saying, "My name is Wally West," as he explains what actually happened, as he explains what actually took place in this series, what actually happened in Heroes in Crisis. And I gotta tell you again, Wally West was one of my favorite Flashes, and what they do to him in this issue is just tragic. Here, for the next few pages, we go through different patients who were at the hospital, at Sanctuary. Here we have a caveman character. I think he might be the same caveman character that appeared in the Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans cartoon, but I'm not sure. For the next few pages, it just has him monologuing about what happens while we see different characters have to deal with their own issues, and each character has his own issues. They dealt with them in holographic suites at Sanctuary. Here we see a character who is from the Teen Titans. He's a half demon, and he's getting a hug from his demon father, apparently. He has daddy issues. Yeah. This whole comic was just basically just art you'd see on or in a portfolio. Here we have, I'm assuming, Speedy dealing with his drug issues. At least I think it's Speedy. He has the same hair color as Wally West, so I wasn't sure at first. So I'm assuming this is Red Arrow dealing with his drug abuse problems and how he wants to overcome them. Does he die too? I'm not sure. But he not even be at Sanctuary when this incident took place. So I don't know. Here we have another character. I assumed it was Wally West too, but I'm pretty sure this is a completely different character. He has a holographic gun or something. You see, it keeps going after page with the characters I am assuming are in this issue, or at least in this series at some point. But this could be at any point in time in Sanctuary's history, where we had different people who went to Sanctuary for relief and help. Here we see, I don't know who that guy with the red V on his chest is, but I'm pretty sure the other guy he's fighting is Dr. Light. So I don't know what they're doing here and what this issue is. All it is just Wally West talking about his problems, about how he misses his family. Wally West comments on how his wife, well, not exactly his ex-wife, is the fact that she no longer remembers him or their kids, how they have been wiped from continuity, and how she no longer remembers him at all or their relationship. All he can do is continue to mourn their loss and his loss with his relationship with his wife. Wally West especially wishes his wife Linda, well, his ex-wife Linda, remembered their relationship. And that is all good and proper, but he goes an extra step further. He thinks that somehow it will bring solace to him if he uses all the data Sanctuary has on heroes and villains, that it will somehow be able to give him a clue to somehow restore his family. So he ends up being able to recreate all that data, and he absorbs it. And what happens is it causes him to lose control of his powers. Because of all that information is in his head, he loses control of his powers for one instant. This instant happens outside of Sanctuary. Other heroes have heard a commotion outside, and they go out to see if they can help Wally. It just happens he didn't have time to even tell them to run away. He was too busy trying to control his powers, trying to deal with the information. He did all in this endeavor to try and see if he could somehow restore his family. But he ends up losing control of his powers, and the Speed Force explodes out of him, killing everybody at Sanctuary, causing the crisis that made this series possible. It turns out the tragedy at Sanctuary wasn't murder, but a horrific accident that cost the lives of dozens of heroes and villains. After this, Wally just breaks down. He forms a plan to give him more time before he has to deal with this. He basically frames Booster Gold and Harley Quinn, so it looks like they were the prime candidates for what happened here at Sanctuary. But it was he most likely did this because they were just there and he could use them, so he could buy a few more days, so he could figure out a way to make up for what he had done. He knew that eventually Batman and his mentor, the original Flash, Barry Allen, would find out that this was all probably a horrible accident. But he just needed more time. So Wally West used his speed to grab both Booster Gold and Harley Quinn. He took them back to their rooms, and he caused them that the other was actually the killer. So Booster Gold thought Harley Quinn was the killer, while she in turn thought Booster Gold was actually the killer. See, then he used his speed to travel 5 days into the future. He did this because he had already come up with a plan. He decided to grab his future self and take him back in time. Now, his future self had done something that caused him to be able to save Poison Ivy, because she's actually alive and well 5 days into the future. Now, Wally West did this because he wanted to make sure no accidents like this took place at Sanctuary would never happen again. So he grabbed his future self. His future self knows why his past self is there. So he resigns himself to his fate. Because it turns out Wally West committed suicide. He did this to prevent any more tragedies that happened at Sanctuary from happening again. What he did, his past self killed his future self by breaking his neck or caused wounds to his future self that inevitably led to his death. Then Wally took his future self's body back in time, back to Sanctuary, and put the body there so that no one would know that Wally West would have a few days more to live before he would end up dying. See, he made it look like this was all some sort of murder done by someone with weapons. He had set the bodies up so that they look like that. So anyone like the original Flash, Barry Allen, would think it was actually murder. And the same thing would happen with Batman. He did this, including making marks on the walls that led to Puddle, because his mentor, Barry Allen, had told him that clues and stuff like that are all a big puddle and can all be flushed down to one area, apparently, or something like that. Tom King's writing is rather all over the place here. I mean, he has a point, but it's just useless dialogue over and over again, with just Wally West being crying, even as they've destroyed his character. Yes, I can see this issue where they've given him a few more days. See, Wally West decides to do something really, really great to make up for all the damage he's done, before he resigns himself to his fate and allows his past self to kill him. This issue was bad. It's not worth paying for. This was just, nothing really happened in it. We don't know what everyone else is doing. I don't think we even saw Booster Gold or Harley Quinn at all in this issue, except in flashbacks. We don't know what Batman and Barry Allen are doing, so this was useless. The artwork was good. It wasn't great, because there was nothing good to draw. And there wasn't, and Tom King's writing was just a bunch of useless dialogue. If you like this review, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that bell and leave a like. And leave some comments down below. And remember, every time you watch one of my videos, you're helping good independent content. Because eventually I'm going to release my own indie comic, Scumdogs. So keep watching future videos for more information on it.